Hey guys, hope you're having a good Sunday. It's beautiful outside. It's like I'm almost confused on like there's no leaves on the trees, and also it's like 70 degrees. I don't know what the fuck's happening. But anyway, I wanted to do a series where I talk about all of the readings that I offer. And one of the biggest feedback that I got in looking at my website when I tell people to book with me is, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of that. It's a fuck ton of stuff. But at the same time, it's how I have it designed. My business model for Magickal Thinking is to help you heal. I don't give a shit about anything else that's happening in your life. If something is limiting you or getting you stuck, or it's like it's preventing you from getting closer to your highest purpose and your greatest good, and if I could do anything to help you do that, which I know that I can, then I'm going to help you clear that energy. And that's what I designed my cornerstone reading for, which is called the Psychic Mediumship Reading. Now, usually when a lot of people book with me and they've never met me before or seen me before, this is the one that you book with me, because it becomes the foundation of the relationship spiritually that we are going to be building. Now, a lot of times, like when I've had readings in the past and I'm on my healing journey, the last thing I want to hear is just validation that I'm doing a great job, right? Like I already know that I'm doing a great job in that moment. What I want to hear is constructive criticism. And that's one of the reasons why I built the psychic mediumship reading the way that it is currently. So the way that my psychic abilities work is I actually focus in on anything that is keeping you stuck or keeping you limited in your life currently. So if you're at a crossroads and you can't make a decision, if you are in imposter syndrome, analysis paralysis, or if you just like flat out feel like you're just unmotivated or something's off with you, I'm usually able to kind of tap into what that energy is and see what it is. And most of the time, what it is, it's an unhealed narrative or an unhealed wound. A lot of times growing up, fathers, dads, moms, sisters, brothers, churches, if you're a member of a church, communities, they will project expectations onto us, and they will project almost like a prototype onto us of who we should be. A lot of times it's in lack. A lot of parents in moments maybe didn't fulfill something in their lives, and so they like put a lot of pressure on their kids, or sometimes they just feel like they should be a certain way, and so they pressure them into an identity. If that identity doesn't fit with who you are, or if that identity doesn't fit with who like a church infrastructure or a community infrastructure, projects onto you, and you go out into your life and you try to apply that out in the world, both interpersonally and in business, you're going to get pushback from everything. You're going to almost be made to feel like everything is going wrong or sliding sideways, or you feel like you are out of alignment completely. It's because you're not in alignment with who you truly are, because you're trying to fit yourself into this tiny box. And so the way that this reading works is I call forward like a specific moment happening in your life that is like saying to you, hey, you're out of alignment, like let's get you back in alignment. And what I do is I focus in on what wound that is calling forward in your life. We all have mother-father wounds, we all have sibling wounds, we have patriarchy wounds, we have religious trauma. We all experience different variations of that, but how we apply that to our own lives, wherever we get stuck, that is the work that we do in these readings that I have. Now, as a medium, I also call forward your loved ones, and I specifically focus on whatever the message is going to be from them that help you heal as well. And so let's say, for example, if there is a trauma lineage happening in your family, and it started with a grandmother or a great grandmother, or it began or originated with a grandfather, if those people come forward and they want to share their healing journey from the other side with you, I can communicate that. If you have a loved one in your life that passed away and you never got closure with them from a wound or a trauma that happened in the family, I'm also able to navigate that. The readings that you have with me, yes, I know they sound pretty heavy, but the spiritual work on healing yourself from ancestral and lineage and trauma, it isn't just start with you, it actually goes back generations, and that reading is designed to help you kind of like look at the bigger picture. Now, do your loved ones come in just to say hi? Yeah, absolutely. Like they'll come in and be like, yo, what's up? Or hey, you're dating this dusty dude, like maybe you should take another look and reconsider that. A lot of loved ones are amazing, and I absolutely enjoy like doing mediumship just because it's so much fun, but sometimes it could be really heavy just because everyone's on their healing journey. But I created that foundational reading out of all of my readings so that when someone comes to see me and they don't know what to book, that is the cornerstone of our work together. That is like the layer cake, because at that point they can graduate to a spirit guide reading, they can graduate to an ancestor reading, to a what is my purpose reading, and do the really, really like heavy lifting. That is the beginning on where it all starts, and it's something that I'm really excited to keep putting forward because it's by far my most popular one out of all of my readings. But that said, I'm really excited to continue this work. I've got a couple new readings that are going to be debuting in the new year, but this one will never change. It'll always be my foundational piece.